And with that, welcome to your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified here on Wednesday night, and we have got a big show. If you love football, you are in the right place. Although we're going to talk about a lot of stuff later in the show. Alexander Madison of the Miami Dolphins is back with two more I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month. We'll talk some high school baseball. We've got Riverside Poly boys golf. We'll talk some high school track, and even a little high school tennis at the end of the show. But a lot of football up front. We're going to check in with Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Tanner McKee, the pride of Centennial High School, coming off that Super Bowl championship with Philly. So we'll talk with Tanner in just a moment. Also, paid a visit to the University of Redlands for their big round-robin tournament involving several women's flag football teams. The U of R, CBU fielded a team of intramural all-stars. Irvine Valley College was there. They are coached by Sami Logan, the daughter of Matt Logan from Centennial. Irvine Valley College is the first college football a women's flag football team in the state of California. So they made some history. We're going to check in with Sami. We're going to hear from Matt Logan, the football coach at Centennial. We'll talk U of R flag football. Also U of R head football coach Jim Good, as the camping season is just about to start. A lot of big-time Division I programs will be here on the IE at the University of Redlands, checking out our high school players. So we've got a big show. Let's get right to it. And we start with our exclusive interview with quarterback Tanner McKee, Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles, and Centennial High School product. Without further ado, Tanner McKee. Inland Sports. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He's a former Centennial High School quarterback and a Super Bowl champion. We are talking with Tanner McKee. And Tanner, when I say that, Super Bowl champion, I'm sure it's probably sunk in by now, but man, just to hear that, is it still kind of unbelievable in some sense of it?
Yeah, it still sounds kind of crazy. I don't know if I'll ever really get used to it, but obviously an unbelievable experience. I'm sure we'll get into it a little bit, but yeah, it still feels pretty surreal seeing, Super Bowl champion and everything. So it's been a lot of fun. It was a crazy experience.
You know, I'm sure like most kids growing up playing football, the ultimate, the pinnacle, right, of playing football is winning the Super Bowl. And that's every kid's dream. At what point did you know that, hey, professional football might be in my future? I mean, were you at Centennial on your mission trip at Stanford? Like, was there a point where you're like, you know what, I could probably do this for a career?
Yeah, no, that's a great. I feel like my goal growing up was always, hopefully I can go somewhere, get my education paid for, and play somewhere at the college level. I feel like it really was at Stanford when I started competing. I saw guys that were going in the draft, guys that were going in the NFL, and just kind of comparing, my skill set with theirs, thinking, hey, I can have a shot at this, and I feel like I could, make a career out of this. So I feel like it was really, as a kid, I feel like you always have hopes and dreams. But when it was really like, hey, I really have a pretty good shot here, it was probably realistically at Stanford.
Tanner, I was looking at your stats. They're impeccable, man. I mean, I think it was like 4 touchdowns in the regular season, 0 interceptions. Your QB rating must be through the roof. But how exciting was it to get your first win as the starting quarterback of the Eagles at the end of the regular season?
Yeah, it was great. It was huge. Just, confidence for me, confidence for the whole franchise, for the GM, head coach, owner. It was a lot of great. It was great to kind of get the guys going, being out there, running out at the start of the game. Just feels like it's been a while, because it's weird. You go from starting every game in college, and then you might sit a year, or even in the preseason games, you don't play the entire game because they try to get a bunch of quarterbacks in, and so it is a little bit different running out. Like, man, it's kind of been a while to play a full game, be the starter and everything. So it was great to be out there. We got a lot of great guys on the team, and obviously amazing to just be able to play in the NFL, walk out with in the Eagles stadium and everybody going crazy, and it was pretty amazing.
All right, Tanner, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyways. Like, whether you're a quarterback or a running back or whatever the position might be, I've talked to other guys and they say you just always have to prepare like you're the starter. Like, just think, hey, I'm going to go in. Like, my number might be called. I have to always be ready. So what is that like, when you're the backup behind a great guy like Jalen Hurts, Do you just prepare every week? Like, dude, I gotta prepare like as if I'm the starter. If I'm going to be out there, if I'm going to get snaps, I got to be ready to go if my number's called.
Absolutely. It's definitely a little different just because reps at practice are so limited. And so, you might not get as many reps as you were hoping for. So staying after practice is huge, and staying extra time, after the quarterback meetings or whenever it is, just so you can kind of get those mental reps, that feel, throwing with guys afterwards, just so you can kind of get the physical reps afterwards. But yeah, always preparing like you're going to play. I remember that Washington game going in last year. I was the third quarterback. Jalen gets hurt. Kenny gets hurt coming out for a drive. I'm getting ready to go in. I didn't end up going in that game, but a lot of things can happen in the NFL. So I'll always prepare like you're going to be the starter. I feel like it's great, just having a routine. I feel like that's something that I've definitely learned in high school, taking on to college, and also in the NFL. Just having a routine, have it established so you kind of know what you're doing film wise and workout wise and everything like that. And it kind of does give you that confidence that when you go from whatever backup position you are, and then you're named the starter, to think, okay, my routine's going to stay the same. I'm still going to prepare because I feel like I've been prepared for, how many weeks the season has been. So for me, that was a comforting feeling, and knowing like, I don't have to do anything extra. I don't have to do anything that I was doing different the whole year. I can still prepare like I've been preparing because I felt ready the whole time. So I thought that was good, and just big confidence booster for me.
All right, Tanner, I always try to keep it professional, but I am a 49ers fan. I was very happy that you guys thumped Kansas City because I cannot stand the Chiefs. Yeah. But what was that moment like as the final seconds are ticking off the clock and you guys are on the verge of winning the Super Bowl? What kind of thoughts, feelings, what was that moment like to be there knowing you're going to be a Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, one of the craziest moments running out onto the stadium just in the Super Bowl was pretty surreal. I mean, at halftime, I can't remember what the score is, but we're up by probably 4 touchdowns. And I know guys are running around the locker room, yelling at each other like, hey, keep it here. Game's not over. We got a whole nother half. Don't get complacent. And like at that moment, we're like, yeah, like we're acting like we're down 4 touchdowns, and guys are so like into it and engaged. Like, yeah, we're gonna win this football game. So that was pretty fun, just kind of seeing how the guys responded, because a couple of years ago I wasn't there, but we were up by 10 points at halftime, and we ended up losing that game. So those guys were so intense, so intentional with their focus, and obviously ultimately were able to close out the second half, which was awesome for us. And then just. No, as the time's ticking down, just pretty surreal, thinking, hey, we're gonna have the parade, we're gonna get the Super Bowl rings, we're gonna do all those things, just parties with family and the team, and we're gonna do throwing the champagne in the locker room afterwards. It's a lot of fun. So there's a lot that goes into it. It's fun just seeing how hard everyone's worked throughout the whole year, and to have it pay off like that is unbelievable.
All right, Tanner. So this past Friday night, I saw Matt Logan, Centennial coach, obviously, and he's going to have an interview on this Inland Sports Show. So make sure you stick around for that a little bit later after Tanner. But but I have the utmost respect for Coach Logan. I just think he, the program he runs, the way he does it, the success he's been able to have against some of the private schools. Give me something that you learned at Centennial or under Matt Logan that is still applicable, that you still apply to the way you play quarterback at the NFL level? There's got to be some similarities or things that you continue to do.
Yeah. There's a lot of things. Playing fast. We always say at Centennial, fast and physical. It's a little different to play physical at the quarterback position, but being able to play fast, go through reads, anticipate throws, that was so huge and such a point of emphasis of, the ball should be out before the receiver's head's around it. I feel like I got a little bit of praise sometimes at Stanford of like, oh, the anticipation throws are big. And I'm like, well, Coach Logan's been yelling at me from that since I was 14. So that's been great that I've been able to take. And I would say, honestly, just a work ethic. It's pretty amazing to go from a place like Centennial and then move on to different programs, Stanford and also the NFL, and sometimes feel like it is a lateral adjustment, or is almost a little bit easier just because of how hard he pushed us at Centennial with, all the Huskies know the tennis courts on Wednesdays, or just different things like that were so brutal. But it really teaches you to work hard, and, that's what pays off. It's not going to be your talent. It's not going to be, some other things. You can't drop some magical plays that have guys, 10 feet of space every single play. It's just not realistic. But the way you work kind of gives you that swag and that confidence when you step on the field, like, hey, we've worked harder than you. We're in better shape. We're stronger than you. So we're going to go out and kind of impose our will kind of thing. So that same mentality, that dog mentality that we build, I feel like you can take with, every level after high school, which is unbelievable.
All right, Tanner, give me something that maybe from Centennial to Stanford, or maybe Stanford to the NFL, that you can't replicate at the high school level. Maybe it's just the speed of the guys you're going up against, your opponent. Mm-hmm. What was the biggest change or the biggest adjustment you had to make?
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about Centennial was we played against really good competition. So a lot of guys were really big. A lot of guys were really fast. I feel like it's at each level. In high school, the other team will have like 2 or 3 guys that are really big, really fast. Same thing with college. You'll have like, hey, this is an NFL guy. So, this team that we're playing probably has 3 guys on their defense that will play at the next level. In the NFL, they're all like that, which is pretty amazing. And so, just how smart some of the players are. I don't think there's too many people that are inventing, different plays. So there's different ways to get guys open, and defenses and linebackers, they know what the quarterback's looking for. So they're going to try to show one thing and switch it to a different thing. And just being able to read defenses is so different. Like, I feel like in high school and college, you have a pretty good idea of, this is what they're showing pre-snap. This is what they're going to give me post-snap. In the NFL, I think this is what I'm seeing pre-snap. It's probably not going to be this. I'm assuming it's going to roll to this, but I'll adjust if they roll to something else. And so you kind of have an idea with film study and different things like that, but there's a lot of times where, they have a safety that's almost on the line of scrimmage and he's got the deep half, or he's showing, too deep and he'll run through and blitz, or just different things that are just pretty complicated and just makes the quarterback think a lot more that most people don't really do at the high school or college level. All
right. Well, piggybacking off what you just said, obviously the Eagles defense was awesome, seeing some of those guys in practice each and every day, or, how did that make you just a better quarterback just going up against those guys?
Yeah. I mean, everybody says iron sharpens iron. So just being with those guys, working with, the DBs, our receivers, those guys up front, I mean, it's the best work that you can have. I mean, the Eagles have been known for a long time of having a really good O-line, a really good D-line. And so those trenches every day, battling together, like just make each other better. And I feel like the coaches and the program has done a really good job of just creating a competitive culture that keep guys hungry and keep guys wanting to go more. So I would say that's huge. So yeah, another thing that popped into my head that's different of like high school to, I would say, college and the NFL is just how wordy and how long play calls are. At Centennial, we were quick and we were trying to go up and snap the ball fast. At Stanford, it's let's huddle. We're going to have these 17-word play calls and tell everybody what to do and have different motions and have kills. So that was a little bit different. But as a quarterback, it's really fun to go up and have the mic point and kind of feel like you're in control. So it's just different.
Like Peyton Manning pointing and yelling.
Yeah, exactly. You're making checks. You're flipping the protection. You're getting guys on the right thing. So it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit more mentally straining, but it's a lot of fun.
All right. So without giving away all your secrets, can you give us a play call?
So I'll give you a college one. So ours could be like green right west nasty 96 power king Z around left kill Nomo 95 weak. So that's just a run to a run. So you don't even have to think any pass protections or anything. But yeah, no, there's definitely some wordy plays.
Wow.
It takes a lot of time just read. I remember getting the plays and just being able to read it and just, chunk the things into the right way that you want and having the protections in your mind. We're lucky at the Eagles. A lot of times we still have wristbands that we can read. And I feel like it makes it a little bit easier on the quarterback, but talking to different guys in the NFL and they're getting those play calls through the headset and then they have to spit out those long play calls. It's tough. So yeah, it's fun. It's great.
Wow. Tanner, do you have a Super Bowl ring yet, or have they come in, or where are you at on that?
So we head back on Saturday for OTAs, and I think at the end of OTAs is when we'll get them. So hopefully in a month and a half or so, we'll have them. Hopefully next time I come back to Southern California in about 6 or 7 weeks, we'll have the Super Bowl ring. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Have you thought what you might do with it? Is it going to be on display? You give it to your dad? You're going to wear it all around Corona?
Yeah, I'm not sure yet. We haven't bought it like a house in Philly yet. We have like a little apartment that we love that's next to the facilities. So I don't know if it's going to stay there. I don't know if it's going to be at my parents' house. We'll figure it out.
Well, Tanner, listen, man, congrats on the Super Bowl. Obviously, that's the biggest thing you could do in the sport of football, and to achieve that and being one of our Centennial guys, man, super happy for you, super happy for the Eagles, and we appreciate you spending a couple minutes here on the Inland Sports Show with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Eagles quarterback Tanner McKee from Centennial High School here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. Man, it was a lot of fun catching up with Tanner McKee, and also a lot of fun going back through a lot of the old highlights we had of him when he played at Centennial. Man, he was so good. Great runner, too, as you saw in some of the highlights that we used in that interview. He was a great runner, dual threat for sure. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, I feel like it's the Centennial show. Centennial head coach Matt Logan, Centennial product Sami Logan, who's now the flag football coach at Irvine Valley College. We'll talk U of R football and women's flag football. So a lot to get to in our next segment here on the Inland Sports Show. Right after this. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kids Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken. And as the football season wraps up across Southern California, turn to Sanitation Solutions for comprehensive laundry and athletic equipment services. They can take care of your weekly uniform laundry and end-of-season equipment inventory. And if you'd like to promote your business or organization on the show, send us an email. Help us share the positive sports stories here in the Inland Empire.
Do nutrition supplements really build muscle? Absolutely, if you know what to take and how to take it. First, it's important to understand that muscle doesn't build itself. Any use of supplements should be backed by a solid strength program. Second, timing is key. Consuming supplements at the right time makes them that much more effective. Lastly, make sure you're consuming the right supplements. For my athletes, I always recommend carbohydrates, whey protein, and a high-quality creatine. Your boy, Boostman.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified on a Wednesday night. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're watching right now, and I know you are, give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate it. Trying to bring you great sports coverage here in the Inland Sports Show coverage area in the IE. We're talking football right now. Well, we'll talk to regular tackle football in just a moment, but we're going to start with women's flag football because we've seen the popularity at the high school level skyrocket. In fact, we just had our first CIF Southern Section championships this past fall. So it is really growing. More and more high schools now have girls flag football. And at the college level, it's catching on. The University of Redlands now offers a women's flag football team, and they're head coached by Tatum Etchegoyen Springer. The Bulldogs host a little round-robin action with CBU, Irvine Valley College, Saddleback College, and Norco College. So as the sport grows at the high school level, that's only going to feed the college programs, the college team. So I think they kind of go hand in hand. It's really going to grow. And if you're playing locally here in the IE, this is certainly an option that you can play at the U of R. Here's head coach Tatum Etchegoyen Springer talking about the Bulldogs and women's flag football. Inland Sports.
The growth of this sport is coming, and if you want to try it, start, right? You can be a senior and try out for it. Don't put yourself in a hole by telling yourself you've never done it before. Most of the girls out here, they've only played it for 2 or 3 years. So take the advantage. It's a new sport. If you love it, you'll have a great time. And here at Redlands, we're wanting to recruit girls that are coachable. We're just excited about it. The support I've received from the university is huge. I think Redlands is making it clear that they want to take the first initial step at the D3 level to make us a strong contender for the NCAA. 100% we see numbers increasing. This entire team I have right now is just a group of girls at the university that thought it sounded like fun. These aren't girls that were recruited. These are girls that in the fall said, hey, I'd like to be a part of the flag football team. So that right there shows you the popularity of it. They had never played before. We started from scratch, and they've done really well. So I think that kind of shows the love for the sport that's growing here at the university. And coming from Edison High School in Huntington Beach, where I was the head coach, I've seen the popularity. I coach for Conquer out of Orange County, so I've seen the growth in it, and it's exciting to watch it continue at the college level. And I think we started out this year, and a lot of the first month was learning the basics of what flag football is, what a line of scrimmage is, stuff like that. Getting girls that have already played, we'll kind of skip that step. And we'll get right into action and ready to go. And as long as you're coachable and ready to learn and have some fun, we want you here at Redlands. Right now, we're trying to find as many games as possible. So the majority of that is JUCO schools. There's a couple of Division III schools, NAIA schools in our area that we've been able to get on our schedule. But right now, all I want is many games as possible. I think the future, this looks really good. I think having these little one-day tournaments, shortening the games down a little bit, giving the opportunity of girls who maybe don't play as much to get in on games, I think is a great format for us to take forward. I hope that everyone in SCIAC gets on board and we have a legitimate league and season that we can play. That's kind of all the same Division III level, but for now, we'll take any game we can get.
Inland Sports. All right, as I mentioned out there at that round-robin tournament at the University of Redlands was Irvine Valley College, and IVC, I guess you could say, made history for women's flag football here in the state of California because they were the first college women's flag football team, and their very first head coach, Sami Logan from Centennial High School. There is her dad. We've heard of him before, Matt Logan. Look at that sweet moment on the sidelines as Matt was cheering on his daughter as they were playing out there. And there's quarterback Akayla Chapel. She's a Ramona High School product. She was one of the very first recruits for IVC and head coach Sami Logan. So she was honored to be the very first college women's flag football coach in the state at the very first program. She sees the sport growing as well. And again, as I mentioned, more high school girls are playing, which means more opportunities, hopefully at the college level for them as well. And IVC is certainly a destination for all you girls flag football players out there Here's head coach Sami Logan and some of her players, including Akayla Chapel from Ramona High School.
Inland Sports.
IVC was actually California's first collegiate program, and we kind of started a Zoom call and got a whole bunch of schools on board. And so far this year, I believe we've had around like 12 in the Southern California area, but there's already growing to like 30 next year on top of that 12. So there'll be a lot more opportunities for a lot of these girls, high school girls, to play at the collegiate level. Like CBU right there that's playing behind us, they had 11 intramural women's teams, and we said make an all-star team and join us and play. So that's kind of how we're just trying to find, emailing across everyone. Like I said, there was like probably 50 on this interest call when we first started, and it dwindled down a bit. But our league is fully in Long Beach City that knows hiring coach, Cypress College. A lot of the local JCs are hopping on board too, as well as some of the NAIs. That's the best thing about coaching out 2 years. You know, I get to get my girls to go to those opportunities, and that's kind of why a lot of them took this route right now, kind of waiting for some of these bigger schools to pop up with flag football program. So JC's awesome for a lot of these players right now. Yeah, it was a great opportunity that I couldn't pass. I just wish I had this opportunity, but you know, I tell my girls that every day that they're lucky to be here, and they trusted me in this program. And we started off with 3 girls, and now we're at a roster of 15. So they trusted for a full year of just practices and no games for a whole year. There are a lot of schools that are offering athletic scholarships for flag football. It's just making its way this way. Like I said, it's pretty big in back east and Midwest, but it's just now starting to grow here. I know Arizona has a couple programs. Like I said, California, I think there's now 4 or 5 NAIs or D3s that have flag football too. So.
Yeah, I played basketball and softball at Ramona, and my basketball team and softball team were both super competitive. We both won league my senior year. So just being around that environment and being competitive my whole life, I knew that I didn't want to sit the bench and I wanted to be good. So I really enjoyed playing flag football my senior year. Honestly, I went out to just have fun with my friends my senior year, and I went out to practice and nobody could throw the ball. So I was like, let me try. And I'm just really competitive, so I just started working hard and I started playing quarterback. Playing after high school was never a thought in my mind. Coach Sami recruited me at a camp. We played against her at Centennial, and she really liked me, and then I saw her at a camp and she was like, you need to come play for me at Irvine.
When I first joined, it was just a trial. Like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to play yet, and I met my quarterback and I was like, wow, she's great, I'd love to play with her. So as soon as I found out that she committed, I texted my coach and I said, I'd love to play, I'm excited, I want to play at the next level. I have so much fun playing flag, and coming from basketball before, a lot of the things transfer over, so flag is just such a fun environment to be in. There's been so much growth. I mean, when I started playing, it was a club at my school, and since then, so many other schools have joined. We started out with only a few teams in my league having a team, and now every team has a league. Everyone's become so much more advanced, and it's just grown so much, and people from other sports have been joining too, which I think is making a huge difference.
Inland Sports.
All right, good stuff, ladies. A big thanks to Ali Fagella, Akayla Chapel, and of course, head coach Sami Logan from Irvine Valley College, the first college women's flag football team here in the state. Now, if you run into Matt Logan, of course, you got to talk to him and see what's going on with the Huskies. Yes, spring ball is underway at Centennial High School, and they do have their 2025 schedule set. Their non-league, of course, involves a lot of Trinity League schools. They're also going to renew a rivalry they had with Rancho Cucamonga in the old Inland Division days. Here is the one and only Matt Logan.
Inland Sports.
You know, we always try to schedule as many great quality teams as we can to try to, you know, get us ready for playoffs. And I think we've accomplished that once again this year. So it'll be fun. It's always fun to play the Trinity schools, and you've got a little more local flavor this year, which I think is nice too. Like, you know, Rancho Cucamonga being on the schedule, stuff like that, old Inland Division foe. You know, and that's one of the beauties of high school, I think, because you kind of get a new crop. You get new guys that come in, they're ready to take their turn, have their place at the table, so to speak. Let them eat. So we're excited. We got a good group coming back. Kids are working really hard. We're just right in the middle of spring right now, so we're hoping to have a great run. Yeah, we're in spring ball, like pretty much in the middle of it. Yeah, like about 1 more month of that, and then we'll take a week or two off, and hit summer ball, and then fall's right around the corner.
Inland Sports.
All right, the one and only Matt Logan from Centennial High School. We also had the honor of catching up with University of Redlands head coach Jim Good. It's camping season out at the U of R, well, pretty soon at least, in that first week of June or so. It really signals the start of summer, but also kind of the start of football for the next upcoming year. Didn't have the honor of seeing Coach Mariani. I think he was out wining and dining maybe from prospective coaches and doing his U of R thing to make the team better for this upcoming fall. But we did check in with Coach Good, and he says good things are happening at the U of R camp. So if you're a high school football player and you're watching the Inland Sports Show right now, listen up.
Inland Sports.
It's going to be awesome as ever. We've got 5 scheduled right now. There's a chance we may get 1 more scheduled, but for sure 5. And we got the whole Ivy League coming, which is amazing. That's going to be the first year that we've done this. We have Oregon coming. We have Utah's coming. Boise State's going to headline a camp. Cornell's going to headline a camp. Of course, we're going to have our mega camp. So we're real excited about a whole lot of groups coming in. A lot of coaches being having the opportunity to coach guys, evaluate guys, and hopefully make IE football as good as we can make it. Yeah, we've always wanted to make it affordable. That's always the number one thing, and it's great because it's not only an opportunity to be seen, but it's an opportunity to get better. You're going to get coached by some unbelievable coaches. You know, there was a Division I head coach that I won't mention any names, but he jumped in and started coaching quarterbacks, and it was just awesome to see. So we're going to have a lot of guys, a lot of great coaches here, a lot of great players, and like you said, it's always the start of summer when the Bulldog football camps start going.
Inland Sports.
Good stuff from Coach Good, as always. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we've got Alexander Madison of the Miami Dolphins with 2 more I Am Gifted Athletes of the Week. We'll talk some high school baseball, high school golf, high school track and field. We still got a lot to get to here on this edition of your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show, after this. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kids Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken. And as the football season wraps up across Southern California, turn to Sanitation Solutions for comprehensive laundry and athletic equipment services. They can take care of your weekly uniform laundry and end-of-season equipment inventory. And if you'd like to promote your business or organization on the show, send us an email. Help us share the positive sports stories here in the Inland Empire.
If you're the parent of a highly talented athlete, you need to manage that intensity, not feed it. Make sure they're not competing too often. Really be about academics first. Advocate quality practice while prioritizing rest. More importantly, place them around coaches and people who will empower them with the tools they can use beyond sports. Your boy, Boostman.
I kind of felt like they were like, oh man, like the Clippers have talent, but it's just not working out. I guess we're wrong about that too.
Yeah, I mean, for the Lakers and the Clippers, for the Lakers, it was, hey, we're introducing Luka into the lineup. Can he play with LeBron James? Can they work this out where they can both, be superstars on the court at the same time? And I think the answer is yes, they've figured it out. And for the Clippers, just got to be healthy, right? If Kawhi Leonard is healthy, dude, he led San Antonio to an NBA title. He led the Toronto Raptors, who, Toronto, man, they never get even a sniff of the NBA Finals. He led them to a championship. If Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he is still one of the best players on the planet. So I think the Lakers and the Clippers are both dangerous, serious contenders. But again, Kawhi's got to stay healthy for the Clippers. It all hinges on that.
Yeah, they do, but you're right. In both LA teams' situations, some gelling has happened.
Yeah, it really has. At the end of the season, right, when it matters the most going into the playoffs. And we can also button up the Masters at Augusta. And Rory McIlroy finally gets his green jacket, beating Justin Rose in a playoff. And now he's got the career Grand Slam. He's won the Open. He's won the U.S. Open. He's won the PGA Championship. And now the Masters.
Boy, you can really see, first of all, it never comes easy. He had to go into a playoff with Justin Rose. And you could tell, I mean, he admitted it. He was like, I was nervous, man. And I thought, that's kind of 11 years, they said, of some pent-up emotion. I mean, he just crumpled to the green on the 18th. And you can really feel the crowd rooting for him, too. They're like, just, come on, give it to my man here.
Yeah, what was it, 11 years since his last major championship? Yeah. And as we just mentioned, the Masters was the one major he had not won. And I would say probably the most prestigious of them all. I'm sorry for all the Open fans out there, but I would say the Masters, especially on U.S. soil, is the most prestigious of the majors. And to not have one, I'm sure that ate at him. So to get it done, thrilling victory in a playoff. Credit to Justin Rose for making it interesting on Sunday. But Rory McIlroy now has his name alongside Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Ben Hogan. I'm missing one, but there's only 6 guys ever, including Rory now, to win all 4 majors in their career.
Inland Sports.
Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM. I join him every Monday and Thursday morning to talk sports. Patrick is a big sports guy. He loves his Seattle teams. He's from the Pacific Northwest, so it's always a lot of fun to catch up with him. All right, I love this part of the show. Alexander Madison of the Miami Dolphins, and of course from Cardinal City, USA, San Bernardino High School, is back with 2 more I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month. I'm not going to steal his thunder. I'm going to let Alex do the big unveiling. So for the month of March, we're always like a month behind, right? Because we had to see who stands out in March to award them in April and so on. So without further ado, here is Alexander Madison with his I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month.
What's up, guys? It's Alexander Madison, running back for the Miami Dolphins, and we've got 2 more I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month. For the month of March on the girls' side, it's San Gregorio softball standout, Ana Barajas. Ana leads the team with her glove at third base, but is also hitting an incredible .639 from the plate this season, with 10 doubles, 16 RBIs, and a home run. Through the first 12 weeks of the season, she's 23 for 36 and has only struck out 1 time. Ana is also captain on the team and is well respected by her teammates and her coaches for her competitive approach to the game. Congratulations, Ana, and keep up the good work. And on the boys' side, it's Cajon baseball star Gavin Garcia. Through the first 14 games of the season, Gavin has approached this with the mindset of unstoppableness because he's posted a record of 4-0 from the mound and leads the team in wins, strikeouts, and innings pitched. At the plate, Gavin also leads the Cowboys in hits this season and is batting nearly .500 on the year, which also tops the team. Gavin helped Cajon go on to 11-game winning streak, including their first couple of the Citrus Belt League games. Congratulations, Gavin, and keep up the good work as well. That'll do it this time, but I'll return next month with 2 more I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month.
All right, congratulations to Anna and Gavin, your I Am Gifted Athletes of the Month for the month of March here in 2025. Thanks for Alexander Madison for joining us here exclusively on the Inland Sports Show. You can also find him on IEMG Sports Weekly. All right, let's talk some high school baseball, and it was a big series in the Citrus Belt League with Cajon and Redlands East Valley playing a 3-game set this week. It was our Kin Sporting Goods must-see games, plural, right? Well, the first 2 games of the 3-game series is in the books on Monday. Rev scored 3 in the 7th inning to win 5-3 in a nail-biter. Then they played again Tuesday up in Mentone on the campus of Rev. And it was the Wildcats winning 3-2 in extra innings. So the first 2 games of the series goes to the Wildcats. They both came down to the wire. They will play one more time in the city of San Bernardino on Thursday to finish out that series, but this has big-time Citrus Belt League title implications. The Cowboys began the week in first place, but now Rev has overtaken them. Citrus Valley is going to be in the mix. You cannot count out Ukaipa. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a photo finish in the CBL for sure, but that's good. That's great, man. Get some good baseball teams, some great baseball players and coaches. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some competitive games coming up. That's our Kin Sporting Goods must-see games with Rev and Cajon this week. All right, so from the high school diamond to the high school links, the Riverside Poly boys golf team is undefeated this season, a perfect 15-0, including a big win head-to-head against Hillcrest in Ivy League action for the Bears. They are taking aim on an Ivy League championship, and then, of course, CIF after that. Right now, they're one of the top 10 teams in the CIF, which means they would be Division I, and that was one of their goals this season. Sam Bonzame has already won a couple individual titles. The Bears as a team are undefeated. Things are looking really good for Riverside Poly. Here's Sam and also head coach Eric Chavez of the Riverside Poly Bears golf team.
Inland Sports.
The success of our team, we have 4 strong seniors, and then we just added 2 new freshmen this year who are right up there with the seniors. So we have 6 guys who can all shoot right around par. A couple guys can shoot a few strokes under par on a regular basis. So they've just been working hard over the past few years, those seniors that I mentioned, and they're at the peak of their senior high school career right now, and that's a big part of our success. So to start the season, our goal was to finish in Division I. That means you're in the top 20 schools in Southern California CIF, and I feel like we've exceeded that goal. Right now, I think we're ranked about number 7 or number 8 in CIF, and that was a huge goal. Another goal of ours was to win our tournament that we host every year, and we actually won it. We came in first place, and one of my golfers, Sam Bonzame, was the tournament champion. Over spring break, we went to the Shark Invitational over at Monarch Beach Links, and we took first place there, and Sam Bonzame was also our tournament champion. So those were the goals we had going into the season, was to win our tournaments and to make sure we qualify for Division I, and definitely win the league championship. So I think the key is to realize that you're going to have bad shots out there on the course, and you have to put those bad shots behind you and just focus on the shot in front of you. A good example is like what Rory went through this past weekend at the Masters. I mean, on hole 1, he double bogeyed, and that's tough. He gave up a 2-stroke lead on the very first hole, and these guys need to look at those examples and persevere and just one shot at a time and focus on that.
We always look big picture here. We're trying to, at all these little invitationals that we've been able to score pretty well in and bring home some hardware, is just all building up to the playoffs and league finals and all that good stuff. So you take it from 9-hole matches to playing one day 18-hole matches, and then eventually playing multiple days of 18 holes is what we're working towards. And so that's just, we're building off every single week and being able to be ready for the end of the season. I definitely think we still got room to improve. For example, yesterday we shot a smooth 180 even par, and the team all thought everyone thought we left some out there. We were about, I think, 6 under through about 5 as a team, and didn't finish quite as we wanted to, but that's still probably one of our third or fourth best scores of the year, which is going to count to CIF. And so I definitely think we're going to finish strong here and put up even better scores. My whole goal since I started high school golf was to win a one-day invitational. I was able to do 2 this year, which is fantastic. And I just keep doing that, keeping it up for individual, and hopefully I can go deep in individual CIF and also help out the team this year.
Inland Sports.
All right, good stuff from the Bears, undefeated on the season. I think I said 15-0. All right, we're going to finish up this show with a couple cool stories here. We're going to start with Temecula Valley's Temecula Valley stud Jack Staldman. And here's the deal on Jack. So he was a basketball player for the Golden Bears, decided to give track a try, the 400 meters, and man, he is a natural. He just won the Arcadia Invitational, and that is our big boost play of the week. Jack Staldman beating some really good competition at Arcadia to bring home a first-place finish. He's already one of the fastest guys in the 400 in the state, some of the fastest times in the country. And again, a basketball player who decided to try track. What a good decision, right? That's our big boost play of the week, man, as he's cruising home to the finish. Jack Staldman from Temecula Valley. There's some great track and field athletes in the Southwestern League, and Temecula Valley's got a stud there with Jack winning at the Arcadia Invitational, the 400 meters, sub 46 seconds. Congratulations to Jack, our big boost play of the week. All right, so we saw him go from basketball to track. Here's another cool story. So this is Chuy Rodriguez from San Bernardino High School. Now, Chuy was the leading goal scorer for the Cardinals boys water polo team that won a CIF Southern Section championship this year. He decided to go out to tennis, and guess what? He was a natural on the tennis court. In fact, he's undefeated right now. He's the #1 for the Cardinals as they try to chase down a Mountain Valley League championship, and his head coach thinks that Chuy might have a real shot to go deep in CIF as an individual as well, and he just picked up a racket. You can say he's still learning the sport of tennis, but he's doing a great job. So we have an exclusive interview with Chuy and San Bernardino High School Tennis on the next episode of Sports Weekly on IEMG. And if you're watching us on the Inland Sports Show live on Wednesday, I think his segment will be posted to YouTube today, but you can find it on TV Channel 3 in the city of San Bernardino. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. We really appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. That was a fun show, busy show. A lot of football, women's flag football, a lot of high school sports as well. It's a great time of the year, and you can help us continue to shine a positive light and share all these positive sports stories here in the IE, because if you're a local business or an organization, you'd like to promote yourself here on the Inland Sports Show and support local sports, just reach out. You can find us all over social media, and our email is inlandsportshow@gmail.com. All right, that's it, guys. God bless you. Stay safe out there, and thank you for watching your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. We'll see you again next week. Good night.